Okay, on to the next portion of this review. And I did lay my phone down here this time so I can kind of keep an eye on the timing. Christmas Apple Cider Snap. Now this is a scent that everybody was raving about. I've got a hair on this hat that's driving me bonkers. This was a scent that everybody was raving about a couple of years ago. And it is so good. It's been a long time since I've had it, so I wanted to try it again. I know it's going to be an extremely strong thrower, at least if I remember correctly it was. What this smells like to me, and I don't know if anybody else's parents did this or not, when I was a kid, there were times during the colder weather months, whether we were out raking leaves or came in from building a snowman or whatever, where my mom would occasionally make hot apple cider, and then as an added treat she would throw a few red hot cinnamon candies in it and let them melt. That's what this smells like to me, like my mom's apple cider. Jeez. So I really like that one. Apple cobbler, this is one of my all-time favorite cold weather scents. Sorry, now I've got an itchy nose. And this does smell just like an apple cobbler. Or, actually it smells a lot like apple pie to me. Another one of those really almost gooey smelling scents, at least in my opinion. The apple in here is just absolutely perfect, and the perfect amount of cinnamon. So, as I said in the first portion of this review, you're going to be hearing the words pumpkin, apple, and cinnamon a lot, because those are among my favorites. Razzmatazz Hazelnut Coffee. This is another of my fall favorites. I never expected to be the coffee fan that I am. I'm actually a bit surprised by how much I like Victoria's coffee scents. I am not typically a coffee drinker unless I'm having a pastry or a piece of pie or a cake or, you know, something really sweet. Then I want coffee to kind of balance that. In this, you're getting a perfect combination of both sweetness and coffee. And again, you get almost that raspberry seed nuttiness from the raspberry in there. And then I guess to me, this would be like eating a raspberry pastry or, you know, Danish of some kind, and then taking a big drink of coffee. Really, really good. I love that one. Blueberry coffee cake. Same thing, like eating, you know, a blueberry Danish and taking a drink of coffee. Now this one is not as heavy on the coffee scent as the Razzmatazz Hazelnut Coffee is. I get more blueberry out of this one, and I am very, very anxious to melt this. So if you like scents like blueberry monkey bread, if you've tried that, or blueberry cobbler, I would probably give this one a try. So that's yummy. Dancing in Dublin, Victoria came out with this one a few weeks ago. This is a little out of my comfort zone. There was a time when I preferred a lot of the cleaner and more perfumey and more earthy type scents. For whatever reason, over the past year or two, I've become even more of a bakery and fruit scented lover than I ever was before. But this I really do like. It's a combination of Shamrock Kiss and I believe it's Pink Chiffon. I'm sorry I didn't write it down. This is really good, and I can see why so many people like this. Shamrock Kiss is a favorite among Victoria's customers anyway. I don't hear it mentioned as much anymore as I once did. I mean, and obviously some of these scents have been around for a very long time. And as newer ones come out, some of these older ones kind of, not that this is an older one, but Shamrock Kiss is an older one. some of the older ones kind of get forgotten about, and they really need to be brought to the forefront again. So I think I'm going to really like that. It's earthy, it's clean, it's green, it's just perfect. At least cold it is. And this is another Tiffany D. This one is the current most talked about scent on the CBVAU page. It's sweet, it's flowery, it's perfumey, it's powdery, it's very, very feminine, and I am in love with this scent, at least cold. Once I warm it up, we'll see how I feel about it, because sometimes they do change. But right now, I am loving this, and I think anybody and everybody should give this one a try. It's very, very complex and hard to describe. I'm sorry I can't give you a better description of it, but it is wonderful. Prada Candy type. I've not smelled the perfume that this is duping. To me, this smells very similar to, was it Fancy Love? One of the perfume scents that Victoria came out with not too long ago. I think Fancy Love. I'm not sure. Anyway, this is nice. It's very sweet. Another very feminine scent. And I get a little bit of powderiness out of this one. Yeah. Something powdery and maybe slightly green. I don't know, unless that's just my nose is off. Okay, pomegranate and spice pear. Huge surprise to me, and a wonderful one. I love Victoria's pomegranate scents. All of them. I haven't found one yet, I don't think. At least I can't recall. That I don't like. I'm not typically someone who cares for the pear scents, because to me they smell more like a pear scented perfume or shampoo than they do the actual fruit. But the combination of the spices in this, whatever they are, and I can't even tell you what they are, with the pomegranate and the pear, I have a feeling this one too might very well end up on my cold weather favorites list. I'm sorry, I've got, feels like I got dog hair or something in my eye, which shouldn't come as a surprise. My golden retriever is shedding his, or getting his winter coat in, so all that, you know, that under layer of loose hair is I could knit a blanket, seriously. Country coffee cake, again with that coffee scent. This is perfect. My husband and I both thoroughly enjoy this one during the cold weather months. This one does smell like, you know, when everybody used to go visiting, it was kind of a weekend thing. You bounced from house to house, visiting with people and just catching up on life. That's what this smells like. It's nostalgic, to me anyway. I really like that one, and so does Phil. Spiced apple pecan. This is a new one to me, and one that I really, really like. It does smell a little bit like nutty candied apple, which I don't particularly care for on its own, and I can't even tell you why. It's just there are other apple scents that I like better. But I like the spices in here. But it smells like a spiced up version of nutty candied apple. So I'm looking forward to trying that one very much. Pink sugar zucchini bread. Did I do this one? Yeah, I did that one. I ordered one, and then Kathy had sent me one. Apples and oaks. This also came as a huge and very, is there wax on my nose? Very pleasant surprise. That the Ben Franklin that I was talking about earlier also carried a big line of candles. I'm not going to name which ones they were, but they were not Yankee. Actually, there were one that not everybody's heard of before. And they had an apple and oak scent that I did not like at all. This, however, is amazing. The oak portion of the apple and oak in the company's scent that I didn't like smelled like, you know, the apples had fermented and mold had grown inside the barrel. This is sweet and yummy and kind of going back to that nostalgic. Actually, I'm kind of getting teary-eyed smelling this because my favorite aunt who passed away about 13 years ago, you know, I mean, you walk in people's homes, and everybody's house has a certain smell, or most people's homes have a certain smell, and hers was one of those. You could have blindfolded me and walked me in her house, and I would have immediately known where I was at, and this smells like her house. This is so good. This is sweet. Sweet and appley, and I don't know that it smells like oak. But whatever it is great. Grape apple twist, pretty self-explanatory. And what I get out of this smells like Halloween to me. And the reason I say that, actually what it smells like is, it smells like when you open a bag of the regular Jolly Rancher candies. You know, now they have tropical flavors and all that stuff. The good old-fashioned grape, green apple, watermelon, cherry Jolly Ranchers. You open the bag where they're all in there. That's what this smells like to me. And the reason I say it smells like Halloween is because that's what a lot of people around here, at least when I was a kid, I don't know if they do it so much anymore, gave out Jolly Ranchers in our trick-or-treat bags. But they weren't the little square wrapped packaged candies. Sometimes they were, or rectangular, but they used to make them in a, I don't know, I'm dating myself. I'm sure some of you remember they used to make them in a stick that was about this long and that wide, and then they were real thin. They even made a fire stick one. Oh, they were so good. Okay, truth or dare. I apologize, you guys. This might have to be in more parts than I thought. Oh my God. The perfect bedroom, bathroom scent. If I remember correctly, this is a combination of Love Spell and Sexy and Stilettos. I can most definitely smell Sexy and Stilettos in here. If you're a fan of that scent, or Barefoot and Blue Jeans, which is actually one I came up with, and I like it, but I'm not as enthralled with it as a lot of other people are. This one, however, yum. That will be melted in my bedroom very, very shortly. Lavender Pumpkin. Wasn't sure how I was going to feel about this one, because I am not typically crazy about the lavender scent from Victoria, because it is so true to life. And I guess I'm more taken with that fake sweet lavender smell. This smells like if you would rip a lavender plant out of the ground and you still have the dirt ball attached to the roots. That's what Victoria's lavender smells like. But I do like the combination with the pumpkin, which surprises me. But I have heard in the past, and who knows if it's true or not, that lavender and pumpkin are both kind of aphrodisiac, is that a word? It is now, type scents to the male half of the population. So maybe I should wait and melt that one when Phil gets home. Alright, looks like I'm going to have to carry on with another part. I think I'm only allowed 20 minutes or so on YouTube, so back in a minute.